What's going on, everybody? Kalupis Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks for the BLU Bold N2 to help you get more familiar with the device. Now before we go any further, as always, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and in case you want to learn more about this phone, I will be linking to several other videos about it in the description, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and my favorite accessories for the device. So if you're interested, definitely check that out, but otherwise, let's get started. So the first thing I want to show you is how to change the wallpaper. So to do this, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to settings. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can either pull down the shade and settings is right here, or you can find it in your app drawer, and I personally put the settings app on my home screen. So once we go to settings, from here, you're going to want to go to display. From the display menu, wallpaper is going to be right here. And now as you can see, you can choose between your photos or pre-installed wallpapers. So we're going to go here. And as you can see, this is the current wallpaper, and you can choose between pretty much anything. Once you find one you like, hit set wallpaper. It's going to ask what you want to set the wallpaper for, so I'm going to do home screen and lock screen. And that's pretty much it. Now if I go back, you're going to have the wallpaper you selected. Now that was easy enough, but I'm going to show you a faster and even more convenient way to do this, while also changing other settings for your home screen. So what you're going to want to do is press and hold your finger on a blank spot on your home screen like this. And this menu is going to show up. As you can see, you can change widgets, add effects, change your wallpaper, and access your launcher settings. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your system navigation. Now as you probably noticed by now, at the bottom here in the navigation bar, we got the classic 3 buttons the Android phones typically have, but I'm going to show you a different type of navigation called gesture navigation. To get to this option, the first thing we're going to do is go to settings. From here, go to navigation bar. And as you can see, we have several different options here. The first thing you can do is completely hide the navigation bar. And this isn't really going to hide it permanently. It's still going to be there when you need it, but it's basically going to allow you to collapse it. So that way when you're doing something on your phone, you're not always going to see it there. Then when you need it, you can just go like this, and it's going to show right back up. The other thing you can do is switch the order of the buttons. So if you do this, the recent apps button and the back button are basically going to switch places. It doesn't really do a whole lot, but some people might like it better this way. And then finally, you can change the color of the background. So this is pretty cool. I personally don't really like to do it, but if you want to, the option is always there. Now aside from customizing the navigation bar, we also can switch it to what's called gesture navigation. So if we go like this, instead of buttons at the bottom, it's just going to be this one line right here. So in case you're not already familiar with it, let me show you how it works. To go home, instead of pressing a button, swipe up like this. To go to your recent apps, drag your finger partially up like this. And to go back, swipe from left to right or right to left. So gesture navigation is definitely a real nice feature to have. I personally like it a lot, especially on this phone, because it gives it a nice modern touch. But that being said, despite it being a real cool feature, it's not for everyone. I know a lot of people out there like the classic Android buttons instead, and that's always fine. But if you haven't already, I definitely recommend trying out both types of system navigation and seeing which one you like better, because at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong, and it's really just up to personal preference. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change the color mode for your display. So to do this, what we're going to do is go to settings. From here, go to display. From here, go all the way down, and screen color mode is right here. So as you can see, by default, it will be set to standard, and this is basically normal, natural looking colors. Most phones are going to have it set to something like this. From here, we can change it to vivid, and this is going to give you brighter and more vibrant colors. You can also do cool colors, and this of course is going to make everything look a little bit cooler. When it comes to color modes, I personally like Vivid the best. It makes everything just look a lot better, especially when you're doing stuff like watching videos, playing games, and that kind of thing. But keep in mind, I don't really exactly have any proof for this, but I'm pretty sure the Vivid color mode drains the battery a little bit faster. So if you're really worried about that, then you might want to choose either standard or cool color. I'm personally not a huge fan of cool color. It just amplifies the blue light, which can be harder on your eyes. But standard, of course, definitely looks nice. You can't go wrong with that. And again, Vivid is my personal favorite. I definitely recommend it if you're consuming a lot of content, but at the end of the day, like so many of these settings, it's really up to personal preference. So if you haven't already, I do recommend trying them all out and seeing which one you like the best. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to take a screenshot with the BLU Bold N2. So this is a real easy thing to do. All you got to do is press the power key and the volume down key at the same time and hold them for just a second like this. And there we go. Now you can share it, edit it, whatever you want to do, and once you're done, it's going to be saved right to your photos. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to manage your notifications. This is definitely an important thing to do when you have a lot of apps, because not only does getting a bunch of useless notifications get really annoying, but it can also make it a lot easier to miss something important. So to manage your notifications, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to settings. From here, go to notifications. And from this menu, go to see all from last 7 days. And as the name suggests, this menu is basically going to show you all the apps that have sent you a notification within the last 7 days. As you can see, I really haven't used this phone a whole lot yet, but as your apps start to send you notifications, they're all going to show up here, and if you don't want to receive notifications from a certain app, you can simply toggle it off. Now keep in mind there are some system notifications you can't turn off. I personally haven't gotten any on this phone, so I can't really show you, but just know that they do happen. So if you do see certain notifications you can't turn off, just keep in mind that this is normal. But don't worry, these really don't happen very often, and for the most part, almost every notification you get can be turned off. Now we're going to take a look at some sound options. So to get to your sound menu, it's pretty much the same kind of thing. We're going to go to settings. From here, go to sound. And the first thing we're going to see is several different volumes. The first one we got here is media volume. So if you're watching a video, playing a game, listening to music. Call volume, so if you're on a call, that's going to control the volume of the earpiece. Ring and notification volume, as you can see right now, I have it muted. But basically, if you get a call, notification, that kind of thing. And then finally, we got alarm volume. So under all the volumes, we got something called vibrate for calls. Now keep in mind, if you're in vibrate mode or mute mode, this is not going to matter. But if you do have your sound on, by default, it's not going to vibrate. But if you want, you can always make it vibrate too. Under this, we got default volume button control. So by default, whenever you use your volume keys, this will control your media volume. Now I personally like it like this, but if you want, you can also have it control your ring volume instead. Under this, we got the shortcut to prevent ringing, so I'm going to show you that real quick. Basically, it's kind of like a screenshot, but instead of the power key and the volume down key, it's going to be the power key and the volume up key like this. And as you can see, it's going to set it to vibrate. But if you want, you can change this. So if we go here, as you can see, by default, it is on and it's set to vibrate, but you can have it go to mute. So if we do it one more time, now we're on mute, or you can turn it off completely. Now at this point, you're probably wondering how to actually change the ringtone and all that. And for some weird reason on this phone, you actually have to go to advanced to do that. So if we go here, as you can see, we got the ringtone, notification sound, and the default alarm sound, and they all work pretty much the same. So if we go to ringtone, as you can see, it's basically just a default blue ringtone. But if you want, you can choose between pretty much any of these. And if you want to add your own, you can do that down here. And then finally at the very bottom, we got a bunch of different system sounds, dial pad tones, screen locking sound, charging sounds and vibration, touch sounds, and then finally touch vibration. By default, the only one that's actually on is touch vibration, as you can see here. But of course, you can change all this to your liking. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to use dark mode. Now turning on dark mode is real easy, but there's an easy way and there's a slightly less easy way. So I'm going to show you the easy way first. What you're going to do is pull down the shade twice. So like this, and you can see there's nothing about dark mode on this menu. So what we're going to do is hit this pencil icon. From here, go down. As you can see, dark theme is right here. Press and hold, drag it onto the menu. From here, hit done. And now as you can see in this menu, we do have dark theme, so you can press it. And now dark mode is on, so we can do whatever. And then once you're tired of dark mode and want to turn it off, once again, pull down the shade twice, and you can easily turn it off. Now that was real easy and definitely real convenient because you can turn it off pretty much whenever you want. But now I'm going to show you the slightly less easy way, and you might be wondering, why would you ever want to do something in a slightly less easy way? Well, you're about to see. So what we're going to do is go to settings. From here, go to display. And dark theme is right here. Now, the reason you'd want to do it this way, instead of just pulling down the shade like I showed you before, is because in the settings menu, you can actually schedule it to turn on and off automatically. So as you can see here, obviously from this menu, you can turn on dark theme like this. But if you hit automatic instead, you can schedule it to turn on and off at a specific time. So if we go here, as you can see by default, dark mode is basically going to be from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. You can also have it go from sunset to sunrise, or you can set a custom time. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your screen lock. So by default, the screen lock is going to be a pin. So as you can see right here, I have a pin and I also have the fingerprint scanner. So to change this, you're going to go to settings. From here, go down to security. From the security menu, go to screen lock. Enter your current pin. And as you can see here, you can choose between none, swipe, pattern, pin, or password. Now, if you go back, you can also set up the fingerprint and face unlock from here as well. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to change your screen timeout time. So to do this, as always, we're going to go to settings. From here, go to display. And from the display menu, screen timeout is right here. As you can see, you can set it as short as 15 seconds or as long as 30 minutes. I personally have mine set to the max for the purpose of this video. And if you're consuming a lot of content like reading, watching videos, stuff like that, you might want to have it set longer. But if you're not doing that kind of thing, keep in mind that a longer screen timeout time is going to make it easier to leave your screen on and drain the battery. So unless you really need it to be longer, I recommend setting it around 1 or 2 minutes. But it's going to be different for everyone, so definitely play around with it and see which time works best for you. But this concludes my beginner's guide to the BLU Bold N2. Once again, if you want to learn more about this phone, I will be linking to several other videos about it in the description, as well as some information about pricing and availability and my favorite accessories. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow Kalipa's Tech on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, I will see you in the next one.